Welcome back to the podcast. Got the SeekaHost crew, as well as you got Manuela, of course, the chief editor for London Business News. I'm going to ask her today about her hosting experience with SeekaHost, dealing with the SeekaHost team, and so far how the site is growing. One of the publications that I, of course, promote. And James helped some amazing pages to be built for the real PR, amazing WordPress skills. So got the team and not got Kasun and others, of course. Most of them are also involved. So Manuela, so let us know how dealing with SeekaHost. You're part of it, but when you come to deal with the website hosting part for the London Business News for your authors, your publishing team, how has it been? And I know Kasun helped with the server changing and upgrading to a super server with the speed and all. So how was your experience so far?
Yeah, it was really positive because obviously for anyone out there who is not very tech savvy like me, it was really helpful to have the SeekaHost support, of course. So having first of all, support with the hosting itself, because I don't really know much about hosting and what things to be considered when, for example,
So who you contact when you want hosting things? I know you contact me, but who else?
Yeah, so usually, I know Kasun is a very busy man, but I usually either ask him or Nuan. And obviously I have also Dinucha who I can talk to. So we have a good team now, and then obviously James also helped me luckily with anything to do with WordPress. So
James' page building is so good.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that page is
It's a hobby as well as something like
And really fascinating to see how fast James learned it. I knew WordPress, but now James is at a totally next level. Page building and hours of time. That's the thing, right?
When you make it your evening hobby, it's hard not to learn new stuff. But
really amazing. And so in terms of the hosting, I think with SeekaHost it's been really easy, very straightforward, and what I really enjoyed the most was that you always get advice. So Kasun helped me obviously. Once the site grew and once we realized, okay, we need more, a better server, because...
So was it that you were getting so much traffic to the site that you needed to increase it?
It starts growing, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of traffic now coming
I saw a video you done showing how much traffic it was quite a lot, wasn't it?
Last video when I did it was 500 a day, and the on-page spend time on the site is more than 40 hours a day. So that is people really average use on minimum is 4 minutes. So because the content is top notch, Manuel and the team has published, and so that's one of the things. Check out London Business News, and one of the sites that really grew with SEO from ground up. And you can also see the London Business News story which James covered on SeekaHost Presents. We check out the video you should be seeing, which is the overall story which Manuela covered on. Might be linked to this video.
So going back to the site growing, it was also the content obviously that was growing as well. So then we needed to find a solution obviously for making the load speed better, improving certain things. And Kasun was really amazing because he knows exactly how to analyze everything and how to figure out what needs to be put in place. And then he did a very smooth transition to a new server, and it really improved the website's performance and the user experience, and that's obviously also reflected in how the site ranks. So now when we publish an article, it's indexed kind of immediately, I think.
And the site is Google News
it's
approved as well, so the indexation is pretty fast, which is something if anybody's into publishing on blogs and looking for Google traffic, getting it Google News approved is something is very important. Did you figure it out? Google News approval?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got a news site. Or I used to, but I didn't.
Because still so far, I think Dinesh does it. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I did it for London Business.
Oh, you did it, right?
For Green Living blog, for UK Education blog and news blog.
Was it a long process or?
No.
Pass on the secret to James.
It's quite straightforward once, but
few things.
There are a few
because
things
all of us knowing is good. I don't know. know how to do that. I didn't go about learning
Yeah.
because after Dinesh was doing it. Now you figured it out, which is good. Let's pass on to James.
But yeah,
maybe.
it's only, I think,
And but
for
we're not going to
news
cover it
sites.
on a live podcast though because it's a
That's
secret.
good, yeah.
It's everybody's going to get Google News approved.
Is it
And the thing is, like, when people get Google
Yeah.
News approved, the bad
Right.
thing is, like, some of the people pump so much bad quality content, which is really spoiling, you know.
Yeah.
Some copy and drop it. Some, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know.
of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
really
yeah.
bad. No.
That's a
And you
no-no.
will see, you know, when, for example, when you apply for it via Google, that there are specific criteria, and they want to know exactly what kind of content you are publishing. So you have to go through a whole questionnaire and things like that. So. Yeah, it takes some time, but it's worth it if you know it, because I can see, for example, so then when I go into Search Console, I can go to actually which of my posts were shown on you know, on Google News in the feed,
Oh, really?
basically.
Oh, shows you that?
So it shows you how many clicks you got from being shown in the news
Oh,
section,
awesome.
actually, because it's, you know, when you are on your phone, I don't know if you have it activated.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
news
yeah,
section
But
you
you
can
will
see.
get
Stories, isn't it?
you will get your news
Yeah.
from Google.
Ah.
So some of
on
our
Android,
articles
yeah.
are on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But they
analytics for
really
that.
choose. They really pick it. So I don't know how they choose it. It's really random. I couldn't figure out, because some articles that I thought were really newsworthy, they didn't select, but some they selected and then they got obviously more views. So, but yeah, if you get on there, I think it's definitely worth it if it's related to news. Or I think they even feature sometimes articles like, you know, top 5 tips for something. It doesn't have to be news, but it has to be, I guess, a topic that people would be interested in to see in their news feed, I suppose.
I wonder if it goes along with Google Trends at all, or probably not. Do you know what, Google Trends really,
Yeah.
I use it less and less these days.
Yeah,
I don't know about.
I don't-
It used to seem to have relevance, whereas now the relevance is sort of.
It's so hard because things change so quickly now, don't they? So even on Twitter, when you look for trending hashtags, it's you know, 1 minute it can be this, then another minute it can be a different hashtag again. So I think what has really helped us grow the London Business News website is we're not really going after trends that much. We're looking for what are people actually searching for, and because if you go after trending news, you'll have to constantly be on that, and we don't really want to do that. We don't want to be, you know, the next BBC or something like that. We want to really provide expert insights and news that people might search for over years and years. You know, I mean, of course we update our articles, but
Evergreen content is
Yeah,
what I like to call that.
exactly, yeah,
It's
that's
the same
what
with
it's
videos,
called, yeah.
evergreen,
and I think that works really well, especially, you know, if you want for the long term, if you want to provide content that is going to be useful for the long term, and that really works well, I think.
I suppose a good example for that is something like Top Tips 2023
Yeah.
compared to Top Tips you know,
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's all about the topics, you know, because when you go onto Google, you search for a specific thing, don't you? So I think that's worked really well, like, you know, having an article that focuses on just one topic, and that's what people usually look for, I would say. But going back, we got diversion here. Going back
That's
to the
fine.
hosting.
It's a story about London Business News. People want, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So.
But what I was trying to say is that for Google or for any search engine, I guess, because one thing we actually really struggled to do was to get it on Bing, London Business
Finally,
News.
it's there, right?
And luckily, Kasun helped us with that as well, because I couldn't figure out why we couldn't get approved on Bing. We were on Google, it was absolutely fine, but for some reason Bing just wouldn't approve the site, and it took us a few weeks, and then I spoke to Kasun and he was like, just speak directly to Bing, and
Is that to be approved for a news site or just approved on the
just
Google
to
webmaster
show.
website?
Yeah, proper
just to
indexation,
index,
yeah.
I had the same problem with JW Official. Honest to
really?
God, they didn't index me for two
Yeah.
years at least.
Yeah, it took us, I think, also 2 years. Like, I mean, I didn't notice it, to be honest,
Yeah.
in the beginning. But then when we figured it out, I was like, oh my God, we're not indexed. And we literally submitted it and tried different things, and they just never approved it. And then I got in touch with their team, and then
They managed to
suddenly
fix it.
was
Bloody hell. Do you know the way I went about it is very back end. So when Skype, do you know when Skype started doing Bing, it had an AI chat.
Yeah.
First thing I done on there is I asked it, I said, can you find JW Official? It goes, no.
Yeah.
I said, well, why isn't it indexed? Anyway, we had this AI conversation, didn't
Yeah.
go anywhere. And I'm thinking, what the hell? So, you know, I'm on the Google Search Console, I put it on there, I put all my data over, and it wasn't working. And then it was probably about 3 months ago, I asked the Bing console again, it found me, and I have this recorded. If I've got it, I'll put it up on the screen now. I said, can you find JDog Official now? Has it been indexed? He goes, yes, we can. As a gesture of our appreciation, here's an image. And I swear to God, it has. I've got the screenshot. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't send me an image, but like, it's weird, isn't it? It just had this weird transition, and it actually said that. It said, for the appreciation of watching your site. So I made another video about it. So I was just like, what? But yeah, since then it's put it on. I don't know why though.
So
2
now
years.
it's indexed on Bing.
Now it's indexed, but honestly it took 2 years, and I even done it properly. So I had it indexed on Google, and I've done the automatic transition to Bing. So all the things went over from Google Index to Bing Webmaster. Yeah, didn't want to know. Didn't want to know. Couldn't Google it. Couldn't anything.
So bizarre. Yeah, it's really weird. But luckily, you know, I think what I was trying to say is, even with things like that, you know, you could probably get support from SeekaHost, because you know, the staff at SeekaHost are quite knowledgeable when it comes to SEO and search engines and stuff like that as well.
Anything site issues and the stuff and all, if you want help, that's actually one of the parts, like the best part in SeekaHost. We have such a team.
Yeah.
Now we really managed to have a team like knows each part, from Google News to site page buildings to networking issues. We have a team, you know, we have a team that...
Cassian especially is genius, isn't he? It's just...
He's in the, it's him, the team under him.
Yeah, his team.
So we have the team to pretty much sort out any client issues and all. That's why we're not worried about the sites getting hacked or anything like the one we talked about, Stan's story, right? What happened to him, his site, and he really went to attain like what happened with Ionos, right?
I couldn't believe
I can't believe honestly it's such a big company, and like when they call it, you could see the emotions on it. It was real. So he wrote about it. Like he was like, I need to move on. I can't believe it. They just like asked me to get to the this and that, and not helping me with the site. He's like, it's the main business site, right?
Yeah. That's
so hopefully we won't be there, you know. Right?
No, I mean,
when people get big, you know, so some people can't handle.
Bigger,
but you know.
But still, if you
that's
really
why you
care
need
about
to
the
seek a host. You know, you need to seek a host. You know, that's why people must seek a host. You know, so good stuff about London Business News growing, and it was a lucky domain. It has a story. Checked out the story which Manuela explained on SeekaHost Presents, and it's an interesting one how SeekaHost, they hosted the London Business News, and its story of starting everything was mentioned on SeekaHost Presents story, which James covered.